A journey book. A journey never stops. It's a life. A journey. On journey, many incidences will take place. Different people you will meet. Sometimes you will be motivated, while sometimes disappointed. The driver of your vehicle plays a vital role. His physical and mental state will decide journey success. Some case may happen in our life's journey too. Our family, many times led by our father, head of family, decide future of family. Addiction may become a source of manipulation. It will not only manipulate a person but the entire family. Only few of the people will fight and reach to the target. Chapter 1. Sonu and Gomu. Gomu was younger to Sonu. Their father Kamalnath used to work in cotton mill. He had to draw long strands from raw material like cotton or synthetic fibers. He used to earn sufficient money to feed a family of two sons and a wife. Kamalnath had a group of friends along with whom he used to overtime and earn some extra money. They used to spend some money in marriage or family function of each others so that there will be no money problem for that person. Workers union decide to ask for a few concessions so that they will outperform, but unfortunately their demands were not accepted for a long time. The managing body of the industry took a harsh decision to relocate to another state so as to keep the expenses in count. Many of the workers were laid off and some were ordered to relocate to a new place to continue, as Kamalnath had to frequently visit the family's parents and another district's village. He refused the order to rejoin the company at another state. Many days Kamalnath was without job. He spent most of the days on a single time food. He along with his friends visited many mills to get some work. His wife advised him to relocate while she will manage their kids while performing her shifts. His wife name was Aboli. Aboli was a government servant. Her parents chose Kamalnath because he had a job in city. Aboli was raised by her mother. Her dad died when she was young by heart attack. So her mom was used to do daily wages in farm fields of others. Aboli was with two elder brothers to her. Elder brother Bapu was an auto rickshaw driver in the same city. He actually saw Kamalnath, a boy from nearer village working in cotton mill. He talked with and one day asked him whether he would marry his younger sister. At the same time, Aboli was in last year of nursing course. He agreed. Sanjay, her brother, was working in a company near to their village. After marriage, they got two children, Sonu and Gomu. Chapter 2. After words with Aboli about relocation of job, Kamalnath convinced her. He said he will search for job in nearest mills and will definitely secure one. After all, he was reached to a higher position in mill because of his working experience. Few months went, only two or three of his friends got a job in nearby mills. Most of his colleagues were already relocated. Great waves of depression struck him. Now he was not a single person. His family was dependent on him or for financial needs. Many of his friends were already addicted to alcohol because of some financial crisis they undergone. On same time, when mill was to start, they will come in search of jobs, but after few hours they will be found on alcohol shops. None of them now with sufficient power to stay away from the drinks. It is already noted that drinking is not a habit but a disease that has infected entire family. Family used to suffer all time because of the pain and trouble arising due to the drunken family member. Same thing happened to Aboli. Her family with two children also suffered. She joined a government department just after completing her course. It was sign of relief to her when she went to share the same good news to her husband. She found her husband sleeping on bed while a bottle in his hand, but she saw her two kids playing together. It was difficult for her to stop her crying. She took both of them together and stopped her cry. Now she decided herself to be strong enough to let her children get educated and stand on their own feet. Some news of joblessness of Kamalnath spread to her and his family. Kamalnath's parents advised him to come to their native places and start something of his own and agriculture work. But Kamalnath was so much in control of alcohol that he hardly able to identify good or bad. It continued. It was difficult for Aboli to raise her two children while doing her hospital shifts. One of the friend suggested her to keep children to her brother's house during her shift and then take them to home. She also found same idea to be a good one, but was doubtful about the food they will get or would it be given on time or not. For that reason, she started to cook herself and give them tiffin so that at least they will decide to eat or not. Also, if food is not eaten, it would be found out, and some children will be given forever, like so that he would not sleep an empty stomach. According to her shift, she used to wake up, prepare food and breakfast, then drop them to her Bapu's home and leave her job. Same schedules took place for a few many years. But life is not a straightforward routine. This case occurs when Kamalnath not used to at home. Now, because of this addiction, Kamalnath used to spend time with his friends traveling to different places. His only purpose of living become to drink and eat. For months to a year, no one would see him. Aboli's elder brother Bapu many times advised as well as forced Kamalnath to stay away from drinks, but all went in vain. As she was he was an auto driver. He used to work morning to late night. He was a married person with three children. Chapter 3. After a few years, Aboli's both children started to go to school. Now it started a new challenge to her to manage. She requested Bapu to take them to school and keep them to his home. And while returning from job, she will take them back. In night, she had to wash her clothes, take their study and get ready for the next day. Aboli was paid enough to sustain her family. Her savings for 6 to 7 years made her capable to buy a one-room kitchen in that city. Remaining money will be daily expenses and investment in children's education. She hardly took any dress for her or any gifts to any relative. It wasn't mean that she was a miser, but she knew anything may happen to her or her kids. Any unknowing problem may arise in her path. Aboli's young brother Sanju started visiting her place. He used to carry a bag of grain along with him. He was unmarried at that time. He was shocked when he came to know about the situation raised due to Kamalnath's addictions. One day when he saw Kamalnath in a nearby shop. He took him home in that drunken state. Kamalnath was taken to an organization where addiction are controlled, but he did not responded well, which made treatment useless. Once again, Kamalnath disappeared for few days. Meanwhile, Sanju got married. He decided that whatever happens, he will help his elder sister Aboli. He knew that Aboli tried many doctors, hakims, and hermits to get rid of the problem, but none worked. So finally, he decided he would bring his wife Aboli home. In that way, it will be beneficial to his sister to cope with the children's education and Kamalnath's addiction. Sima was Sanju's wife. She was much younger than him. Though whether she liked it or not, she was sent to Abuli's place. Sima used to come and cook and take care of the children. But she felt hell when she saw a fight between the Aboli and Kamalnath. She could not do anything in such condition. She used to call Sanju and tell him what had happened and requested him to take her back to home village. This past some years, Sima used to take care of the children homework and private tuition, but last she made Sanju to take her back. When it came time for their children, Sonu was much interested in extracurricular activity while Gomu was study hard. So Sonu used to find difficult in few subjects while Gomu used to get good grades. Though studying was difficult for Sonu, he used to at least pass. Both were feeling stressed due to their father's behavior and habits. Sonu used to go for grocery shops. Gomu helped his mother in household work. Kamalnath used to shout and beat them without any reason. Many times Kamalnath used to drink and used to quarrel with his neighbor. Then it was then it was becoming difficult for them to handle the situation. Late night he used to shout at Aboli, argued and fought with her. For few times she had to spend a night with little kids on room terrace. When things were got serious and out of control, Sanju used to come. Sanju, without any option left them, started beating him. He was thinking this will at least keep Aboli and children away from his daily mental and physical harassments. But actually results came opposite. This punishment gave Kamalnath were dis- given by Kamalnath were considered as reason for his drinking. After visit of Sanju, Kamalnath will hide himself and get disappeared in crowds of his friends. That's how scenario took place. One day in family discussion with Kamalnath, Bapu and Sanju declared and decided to be busy him as a driver. They were thinking that might be jobless could be a reason for his addiction. They purchased a new auto rickshaw for him. Aboli invested money for the same. All were happy to consider it at as a life changing and saving too. Kamalnath got driving license for auto rickshaw, but it was frightening experience for him to drive in such a populated city. He used to take few sips of alcohol and then drive. Many times he failed to obey traffic rules and caught by traffic police. Then Aboli used to get that news and ran to make him free. Bapu also helped many times. Rash drivings that auto rickshaw made a routine for garage visit. It also cost to abolish savings. Finally, after 6 months, our auto rickshaw was parked in front of house as Kamalnath was not willing to touch it anymore. It was covered with a white colored plastic paper. As it was under no use, many times it was given on rent for monthly income. as any new driver did, did not find any strong owner who will ask for rent. He used to let or avoid paying. That made Aboli to keep it as it without renting it further and paying for its maintenance. It became good paying passenger. It became a good playing passenger passage for his children and resting place for dogs. One day, Kamalnath took a fight against a traffic police neighbor. He in drunken state. When he finished shaving, he was having sharp kind of razor in hand and standing in his house main door. People who were jealous saw it. Anyhow, they wishes to create a fight for him incidents. Somebody went and uttered a few lines in police ears. The manipulator succeeded when the police came outside and started screaming against Kamalnath. He shouted nearly 2 hours while Kamalnath was asleep and children were playing. Abuli was on her duty, so that incident did not cause any harm. But when she knew that the thing happened, she got angry on him. Kamalnath was engaged in many fights against neighbors as well as other drivers. Chapter 4. Actually, it was pain for Aboli to keep her children to relatives' house. Still, both used to enjoy outside stay. During their stay, they enjoyed a different kind of tastes in food. They become friends with a wide variety of people. They got exposure to different personalities living closer to their uncle. Friends will be involved in playing games like carom, marbles, cards, etc. It was fun to build forts and play with drums all day long. But both learn many things on their own stay at the house of their uncles. They become self-dependent except for food and money. In order to pass the exam, both had joined a nearby private class. The teacher was so friendly that he used to play with the students after class. Teacher on the teaching level, he was so efficient that he made all his students eligible to pass. Many of the students were class topper. He was living with his mother alone. After completing exams, they used to be holidays for a month. Both used to go to Sanju's uncle's home and had fun. It was difficult for them in order to leave that place. Again, after starting new academic year, they used to have a daily routine: waking up in the morning, attending school, attending private tuition, heading towards the Bapu's uncle's home, and returning back in case of doing some homework was daily routine they used to follow. Only drunken Kamalnath's entry and new scenarios created by him will be new task for them and abolished to handle. They were so young that they hardly felt some kind of jealousy or hatred from others. They were so busy. They mingled with uncle's children. Bapu had an elder son with two daughters. All were in same age group. This made them to enjoy each other's presence. Hardly anybody found out. Aunts used to cook very delicious, but also because of financial aspect, food choices were limited. During their stays at the uncle's place, they hardly found any quarrel between the couples. They were surprised. Also saw good neighbors with whom the aunt used to talk. They were from different religions and caste, but they were never used to forget to variety of invite of others to participate their home functions. In the beginning, when Bapu was just shifted to city in the search of work, he did not have a television. Bapu used to handle all expenses of family with that little income. He never saw as upset or angry for anything or on anybody. Once he takes his auto rickshaw in the morning, he will be directly seen late nights at his home. He had very less number of friends. It was such pleasing environment for Sonu and Gomu. They enjoyed his stay compared to their own home. Sanju was younger to Bapu. He used to work as a fertilizer company nearer to their village. He married late in his life. Sima was his wife. Nearly about 10 years they did not have any child. They visited doctors but did not have any treatment that finally succeeded. Sanju also visited temples, hermits and observed many fasting so as to get result, but they did not saw any effect. Sanju soon became a devotee of a village side hermit. His wife Sima was a vegetarian from beginning, but due to doctor's advice, he started with having eggs. Also, she started to observe fasting and other ritual practices. Chapter 5. As years were passing, Sonu and Gomu did not find alcohol as a major distraction, as most of the time Kamalnath was outside. During her job, Amoli had some friends. They were also sharing their problems and challenges with her. She helped many such friends who were in financial crisis. She believed whatever you will become, back, get back to you. So helping some became her nature. On one day, Aboli decided to take job transfer to a district of her native place. On basis of family problems, she had to do that. She was lucky enough that her request got approved, and very soon she got relocated to native district. During this transition, Gomu was admitted to his village school for a few days. It was totally a new experience for him to attend a village side school to him. After few months, along with Sonu, he started attending a school nearer to their new house in city of transfer districts. After serving in a new place for few months, Aboli got transferred to a place for a away but in same district. Sanjo once again told Sima to leave and help her in new home. Aboli used to visit some home on weekend and on any government holiday. Once when she visited become she saw Kamalnath in illness. She took him to a hospital and came to know that he suffered from tuberculosis. It was obvious for relatives that if someone spends time outside home and was alcohol dependent will definitely suffer from any disease. He was hospitalized and treatment was done. As the case was severe, he had admitted for few months. Here, Sima played the same role which she was doing prior to Apollo's absence. It was comfortable for her this time as Sanju used to visit on alternate days. She became comfortable in that climate that she spent 2 years with Sonu and Gumu. Sonu and Gumu followed the same routine. They used to go to college and private tuitions because of Asimant. They did not have to go anywhere besides their rented home. The only thing they left to their previous home was their house and auto rickshaw standing in front of them. Now Bapu also decided to come to his native place's district. Sanju requested Aboli to hand over an auto rickshaw to Bapu in return of some monthly pay. By considering his prior help and in case of future need, Aboli agreed. She also decided to sell her old house so as to generate money to build a new one. Kamalnath did not continue his long duration medication and disappeared when she came outside of hospital. Chapter 6. When Gomu reached at an age of college student, they started building a new house. Sima left them. As both Sonu and Gomu were grown up, they used to handle all activities related to home. Gomu was able to cook. After a few years, Aboli got transferred to a nearby place in same city. Now she was able to stay at home, attend her 9 to 5 job. Family was now residing in new house. Sonu completed his graduation and started to work in a private firm while Gomu went to another state for pursuing his graduation. Gomu qualified in an entrance exam for post graduation. He decided to move other state where university was situated. He got contact number of a senior who was residing and pursuing his post graduation degree over there. His name was Nitin. Nitin offered a room to stay. Gomu happily shifted his entire luggage there. It was more comfortable to him to stay in a place where he at least some people in the room could speak native language. Firstly, only Nitin and Dilip were staying. After completion of the admission process, the same room filled with other four students. As room was 2 BHK, it was quite spacious for them. Nobody had a bed alone. In room, group of three students used to stay. They used to be a room where the entire language luggage was kept. It was seen as a complete bachelor's residence. Senior Nitin and Dilip were so much supportive that they spoke very nicely as well as gave mental support. Nitin took few newly joined juniors to stroll around the campus. He showed a restaurant at ground floors. Its name was Planet Glory. It used to take order all night long. The campus was not congested and greenery seen all over the land. The district was fallen under a coastal area and it was well famous for the food item. The, they entered to a they entered into a separate building. It was admin office for all stream of education offered there. Nitin swiped his identity card and entered. As others were newly admitted, they were still waiting for the card. Security guard was given. Security guards were given permission to allow newcomers to the pass through. They were slightly aware as they were present during the admission process. They paid fees at the same place. The students had a choice to select hostel facility. The rates were not so high. Then they entered in a canteen of university which was nearby. Nitin paid for a dinner. It was buffet system. The menu considered of them offered particularly in that area of the country. It was difficult to select any particular item as well as were never tasted before. Few of them filled with their dishes completely in order to not to miss anything. After food, Gopal asked how they will sustain if they can't speak local language. Nitin laughed and replied, "You may choose English elsewhere, but expect us. You may choose English everywhere, but accept us." They saw they saw a hostel attached to the canteen. Two partners were accommodated in a room. All were having a common bathroom. All students were provided with the entertainment room, which where they had a television. Two of them were types of the newspaper and table tennis room. After coming out of the hostel, they saw a private canteen. Delicious smell was coming out of the window. A playground was next to hostel. It consists of volleyball, uh, basketball, and ground. A free gym with the sufficient instruments near to this ground was a point of attraction to a new joiners. For those who were professional athletes and bodybuilders, A high-profile sports complex was set up in 3 floors. Everything was well organized and maintained. All teachers were allotted houses near to campus areas. After attending their lectures, one must had an idea why they were highly paid and were taken care of. They were highly qualified, specialized in those particular stream with the PhDs. It was a coastal area, so it was a humid condition. Rainfall was good. There were many beaches and a waterfall nearby. Ancient temples were amazing. During festivals, students used to take part. The city was well connected with the railway and private transport. The area was not so much congested. It was like heaven for all. Chapter 7. When classes started, Gomu was introduced to head of department. Everyone introduced themselves. Most of the students were highly talented and coming from remote places and other states. English was language for many normal communication besides lectures. The syllabus was very carefully designed and it touched many topics which students may not miss. In the morning, when Gomu woke up, he spent 1 hour just to dress up. He felt that it is very important to appear good and professional, as far as first impression will be his last impression in teachers and friends' mind. He put a blue color stuck in a black pant. He asked Sham to get ready quickly so as to have breakfast. He took very little food in a blank plate as he was anxious about his first day. At sharp 9 a.m. he entered college building. He found out his department located one second floor of building. When reached near to the door of the department office, come HOD's office, he saw a group of other 8 to 9 students. They were writing their names, contact numbers, and putting their daily attendance in a register. And later, they all sat in a classroom to which they were directed. 5 boys were sitting on a separate benches, where 4 girls were sitting in a group of two. All were just looking at each other's face by putting smiles on their faces. After 10 to 15 minutes, a middle-aged professor came with a diary in his hand. He looked at a student and smiled. He introduced himself as the head of department, talked about college and university. He congratulated all students on qualifying entrance exams and getting admission to such a reputed university. The syllabus copies were distributed and everyone was allowed to briefly introduce themselves. After self introduction, they were informed that morning session will be on lecture 9 a.m. to 12 a.m., while afternoon session will be of the practical from 2 p.m. to 5 p.m., and they were allowed to leave for the day. Govind literally jumped with the happiness as it might be boring to attend classes for the first day. Some students met teachers to whom they were introduced while some were eager to meet new colleagues. Govind was feeling very hungry and was very eager to go to canteen mess. He left college building and reached to canteen, but he was shocked to see the door closed. He came across a sticker on the door indicating daily mess timing. He had to wait for more 10 minutes. Govind went to entertainment room. He read newspaper and saw television. He then reached to mess and started his lunch. Govinda was observing all tables being occupied by students. He saw many chatting with their many chatting with their friends in their language. Govind was amazed by hearing different language and their pronunciation. Many words were somewhat similar in their phenomenon. Govind took early Govind took nearly a month to adjust to new surroundings in his room and class. His roommates were pursuing for different streams in same college. He was a bit closer to the senior as well as the new friends, including Sham. Sham was a soft-spoken guy. His nature became compatible with Govind. Now Govind's daily routine was fixed. He was now habituated to making up late, taking a quick shower and heading towards breakfast. He used to have a heavy breakfast. Then, after attending lectures, he was present for his daily lunch. Once again, he continued practical. The most exciting thing for him was to enter into the free gym near the ground in the evening after getting snacks. He started lifting heavily. Within few months he appeared to be a professional weightlifter. He gained good muscles too. After coming from gym around 8 p.m., he used to develop a great craving for food. Besides normal food available in buffet, he used to order dishes of chicken to fulfill his daily protein requirement. His heavy workout supplements with a healthy dinner. He returned home and some fruits in his bag. The resting period was getting started with some movies, shows, and gossip. He was enjoying his schedule. Many friends were traveling, visiting places, playing games, and busy in pursuing their favorite hobbies and studying. It was like an adventure for everyone. He no restrictions were imposed to anybody for anything. In case if somebody got ill, he will taken care by the university hospital. Students were charged very less. A yoga center used to be a part of the hospital. Students were volunteering for many activities. There were some of free language coaching groups in the evening at the campus. Everyone was like a fish swimming in their favorite oceans. It was completely free to opt for drinks, smoking, and enjoying at pubs. Some were putting the whole day at library. Library was usually spread across the floor. Students wear spectacles. We used to carry the big books from one floor to another floor with the help of a lift. It never happened. A book of particular publication or author is missing. Many copies of all the authors for a particular subject were present. There was a separate section for the group discussion. During this day, Govind never missed to call his mom and speak with Sonu. Chapter 8. One day, Govind's classmates planned for an outing to nearby beach. They hired a public bus. They jumped out when they reached. A few girls started playing and splashing in the surf while few built a sand castle. Boys Boys started playing volleyball. Everyone took photos and selfies. All enjoyed their picnic. When Govind saw her in the condition, he developed a crush on her. She also felt attracted towards the Govind. In the evening, the group had dinner at a local restaurant. The place was popular for delicious items. She sat just in front of his chair. Both looked each other. She smiled. Govind paid entire bill. They returned back. Other were unaware of the scenario. Next day, just like an ordinary day for them, except Govind and Apurva. During practical, they were asked to work in a group of two according to their roll number. Apurva and Govind formed a group. They accompanied each other very well. Apurva declared that it was a just friendship, as they have already taken efforts and parents have paid the fees. It is the responsibility of the students to select their better options. Every year in the month of this September, Govind's room used to be celebrating Ganesh festival. Nitin called Govind and Sham to collect Ganesh idols and other decoration materials from market. They were just preparing one day before. Entire decoration and responsibility fell on Govind. In the night after coming from mess, he was told to be ready in the morning. When Nitin woke up and saw petification done, he was amazed. They realized that an artist Govind was their roommate. All teachers and known students, friends were invited for puja worship. Few of teacher attended puja and asked for decorated the place. They praised Govind. Now Govind became popular among the friends. Everyone was given offering. 2 weeks were allotted for gathering function along with the sports competition. Daily students who were willing to participate were practicing either on the ground or on a stage. Gathering had culture cultural activities including dance, singing, drama, fashion show, drawing, clay modeling, rangoli competition, etc. While sports competition took place on both the platforms, indoor and outdoor. Indoor consists of carom and chess, while outdoor was volleyball, tennis, and cricket. 2 weeks passed for them in few minutes. Chapter 9. University exams started in the month of March. All were busy in the preparation. Students were hardly seen in gyms, pubs, or grounds on beaches, while entire library got overflow. There used to be a break of 2 days during each subject. For few exam was a bit tougher, while it was okay for others. Many were tensed because they were under responsibility of their parents. It was must for few of score well and must for few at least to get passed. Govind was well prepared for exam. It was just a formality for him. During night time dinner, he came to know that one of his friends committed suicide. Govind and his recommended roommates were shocked. Nobody could guess whether exam tension or any other reason was behind it. Exam got over and everyone felt free. Second year was allotted for a project work either to be completed in industry or in college. After passing few days, everyone came to know that about the result of their first year. Govind was overjoyed as he secured a second rank in his department. After discussion with his seniors, he decided to continue his project in college itself. It was same time when Govind's senior friend and roommates got result. All were passed with good grades. Some got job opportunity in MNC. It was last day for Nitin in that university. In order to make it memorable, he invited all his friends in a small party in a restaurant. It was farewell as well as celebrating for getting a well-paying job. On such a celebration, also many of his juniors had felt sad as they were will never met him on daily basis. Govind also felt bad. He gave an attractive self-made gift. He remembered Nitin, who was with his support during his stay. He hugged him. A travel was booked for his return journey. All roommates of Govind decided to go for industry project in their last year. Sham was only left to continue in college, but rent was so high it could not be adjusted by only two people. Govind was advised by Nitin to wait and search for new roommates, as he did last year. Luckily, Govind found there students who were eager to join him as roommates. He continued with the previous room and made agreement on his name. Chapter 10. Now this year Govind had to play same role as that of the senior Nitin for his new roommates, and he did. Govind put a list of requirements for his project. He was assigned a project guide. His only objective was to accomplish a good project and to get a job at the end. This year also went same as that of the previous with the respect of the daily regimen. His physics was well developed. He already achieved good grades. They celebrated Ganesh festival. He used to call home and ask whether everything was fine. Now his parents got old. Kamal Nath was staying at home, keeping control on his drinking. He asked till if Kamal Nath is creating problem or not. Apollo used to convince him that everything was fine. Finally, it came the time of the campus interview. Everyone reached up to the end of the project. Interview was taken by about six companies. They were tensed and were analyzing what went good and what did not work out. Before every interview, they used to inform their families and discuss about their location and package they will be getting, and accordingly they used to prepare or reject interview processes. For over time, for every interview, nearly 5 to 6 students used to get selected. Govind had a dream to win a well paying job. Finally, he got selected to work for a multinational company. Just after interview, he called his mom and told the result. Entire family got happy. After about 50% of his classmates were placed in a few companies. Some cracked entrance exam for PhDs, while some of them were interested in forming a company. Everyone was fine. Apurva also got selected. The place was different compared to that of the Govind. They presented their final project thesis in front of external grades depending upon the level of the depth, subject understanding and impact research were given. Considering some of the performance of both years, Govind achieved third rank. After 15 days, degree award ceremony was held. Parents were informed to join. The function was marvelous. All students introduced their parents as well as teachers to their family. Apurva introduced Govind to her parents as a classmate. Govind firstly was afraid to go to in front of them. They just as a formality, he made them. Apurva parents are invited to all visit her place. On next morning, luggage was packed and travel bus was booked or railway reservation was made. It was final chance to meet all friends or teachers. They exchanged alternate contact number and connected on social media. Students were so much involved in each others that they were happy or they were unhappy to leave. For some of them, unhappiness might be due to the university love or other love affairs. Finally, it was detachment. Govind had a job in his own state. He used to do work in it in different shifts. Along that he became difficult for gym workouts. The routine was not fixed and he suffered. On weekends, the holidays were used to go home. His work was in production department. After few days he changed his job to native place. Now he was living with family. Sonu also got married and had a child. He was now well settled with permanent job. Aboli also got retired. Kamalnath was fine and used to work in a nearby shop. Govind also got married. Though it was stressful in the beginning, patience and strong belief made it possible to achieve for them. Thank you.